this deep dive. Today, we're looking at how we all communicate across borders, something that's changing constantly. We're zooming in on the Global Communication Association, the GCA. It's an international group that's really, involved in
Exactly. And it's more than just another academic society. We want to unpack what the GCA is really about, its mission, and what it actually means for people involved in global communication.
Yeah, think about news flies around the world instantly now. Social media connects cultures, sometimes smoothly, sometimes not. And then there's complex international diplomacy playing out live. The GCA is where the people studying and working on this stuff come together.
Right, from media technology, intercultural dialogue, global policy. It covers a lot.
So our goal here is to figure out how this association actually helps create new knowledge and genuine collaboration in such a fast-moving field.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. The Global Communication Association, it kicked off back in 2007, and it had a pretty clear mission right from the start to really push for impactful academic research, get professionals collaborating, and share new ideas.
Ideas across that whole range we mentioned. Media, tech, culture.
Yeah, absolutely. How new media changes things, the details of cross-cultural interaction, the big picture global policies. It's broad.
And what's the ultimate point of all that activity, the big goal?
Well, the overarching aim is basically to use communication, effective communication, to build more understanding and cooperation around the world, seeing communication as, not just swapping info, but a real force for positive change globally.
Okay, so that's the mission. How does the GCA actually do that? What are the concrete actions?
Well, a really key way they make an impact is through their international conferences. They've held, I think, over a dozen now.
Okay.
And what's really telling is where they've held them across 5 continents. It shows that global commitment.
Right.
And these aren't just, standard meetings. They become these really important places for lively discussion and debate about the big issues in global communication today.
Sounds like a great way to get different perspectives together. Besides the conferences, what else do they do to get ideas flowing?
They're also involved in publishing academic journals. Those are obviously crucial for sharing the latest research, tracking how the field is evolving. And beyond that, the GCA really tries to support joint projects, create networking opportunities, help members start collaborative research. It's about building an active community.
And who makes up this community? You said it's global. Sounds like it must be quite varied.
Oh, it really is. The GCA has members from, I believe, over 50 countries now.
Yeah.
Talented people. And what's cool is the mix of fields. You've got journalists, PR folks, people deep into intercultural communication, how culture shapes talking to each other,
Right.
digital media people, even international relations specialists. They're all part of the GCA network.
That mix of disciplines must spark some really unique insights, things you wouldn't get in just one field.
Absolutely. And the focus is very much on building that global network based on, learning from each other and having shared goals, connecting different fields, different parts of the world.
So if someone listening is thinking, hey, this connects with what I do, what are the main perks? Why join?
Okay, well, for academics, for researchers, being a member means access to exclusive research sometimes, big opportunities to collaborate with top experts from around the world.
That global collaboration piece seems key.
It is. And it also gives them really valuable platforms to present their own work internationally. That can be a huge boost career-wise and for getting their ideas out there.
Yeah, definitely important today.
And for the professionals, people actually working in communications, the GCA offers resources, connections. It can really help them bring a global perspective to their work. It helps bridge that gap between, say, the latest academic thinking and what's happening on the ground.
Our sources also mentioned something about the atmosphere at GCA events. What did you notice there?
Yeah, there seems to be a real emphasis on creating a collaborative feel. And interestingly, quite a close-knit environment too. That's for everyone, established researchers, grad students, working professionals, everyone mixes. Their annual conferences are really set up to dig into the hot topics, the new ideas shaping global communication right now.
And they actively want members involved in that discussion, yeah.
Exactly. They put out calls for abstracts, for panel proposals, so members have a direct way to bring their own expertise to the table and, shape the conversation.
Now, to really hammer home this global reach, you mentioned the conferences were all over. Can you give us a few examples of the locations? It sounds pretty impressive.
Sure. I mean, just looking back, they've held conferences in places like China, Oman, India, Poland, Malaysia, Zambia, Canada, Russia, Germany, the US, Spain, Greece, Turkey. Yeah, it's a pretty diverse list. It really shows they're walking the talk on being a truly global organization, not just a name.
And these aren't just random hotels, right?
Yeah.
Major universities are involved too.
That's a really important point, yes. Highly respected institutions have hosted or co-hosted.
Yeah.
We're talking about places like Shanghai University, Sultan Qaboos University in Oman, Manipal University in India, John Paul II Catholic University in Poland, Asia Pacific University in Malaysia, the Media Institute of Southern Africa in Zambia.
Okay, quite the list.
Kyategorsk State Linguistic University in Russia, Stuttgart Media University in Germany, University of Mysore, High Point University in the US, Rey Juan Carlos University in Spain, the American College of Greece, Marmara University in Turkey. Having these kinds of institutions involved, it really says a lot about the GCA's academic credibility and how it's seen in the global academic world.
So to give us a feel for the kind of people involved, the expertise in this network, we saw a list of some inaugural members from their first Shanghai conference. Who are some of those early figures?
Yeah, that list is a great snapshot. Let's see. Among them were Dr. Obaid Seed Al-Shaki, who is Dean of Bayan College in Oman, Professor King Liu from Duke University in the US, Professor Zhiguang Li from Tsinghua University, China, Professor Dai Yuan Wang from Shanghai University, Professor Sun Yuz Hong from Beijing Foreign Studies University, and Dr. Yahya Kamalipour from Purdue University Northwest in the U.S. So right from the get-go, you can see that international mix and the high level of academic expertise that was there at the foundation.
It's clear this is a serious, well-established, genuinely global group making a difference. So for listeners who are intrigued now, what's the next step? How can they find out more or get involved?
Well, if you're interested in where global communication is heading and you want to connect with this kind of international network, the GCA definitely encourages you to think about becoming a member. The best place to go is their website, globalcomassociation.com, all one word.
globalcomassociation.com.
Yeah. You'll find all the details there about, membership benefits, what's coming up in terms of conferences, other activities. It's all laid out there.
Okay, so let's wrap up our deep dive here. We've looked at the Global Communication Association, this truly international organization focused on collaboration research.
Right, in this constantly shifting world of global communication.
We've seen how it acts as this important hub, bringing together a really diverse crowd, academics, professionals, students.
All from different parts of the world, yeah. And all interested in using communication to foster better understanding and cooperation. That's the common thread.
And hopefully you, listening, can see the potential value here. Whether you just want to understand global trends better or connect with experts worldwide, or maybe even contribute yourself to shaping this field.
Which leads us to maybe a final thought for you to consider. In our world, which is getting more connected every day, how could being part of a global network like the GCA maybe broaden your own view? How could it help you contribute more effectively to this always complex, always fascinating landscape of global communication?